You are listening to the Psychology and Esoteric podcast with Marina Stoichkova, your weekly show for spiritual advice.
Hello, dear friend. In this episode, we will talk about karma and healing the family system. So let's begin with what karma is. A very short definition. Basically, the simplest way to explain this is the idea that every cause is bringing or triggering some kind of effect. So for every action, there are consequences. That's it. So whatever we do, it has some specific consequences. And it's not about punishment. It's not about suffering. It's just about the idea of, I think, responsibility. That whatever we have done, whatever we do, whatever we will do, all of that has very specific consequences. That's it. So, what are the different types of karma? That's also very interesting. First, we have, of course, our own individual karma. If you are open to the idea of incarnations, then, of course, we should include also the karma we have, the personal karma we have from previous incarnations. But this is personal. So what we have done and the effect from that, or the consequences from that, that's our individual karma. We also have family karma. That's about everything that people from our family system have done. We do share something with them. But here also we shouldn't take this as being a victim. Oh, look how bad things are in my family. There have been horrible people and I'm so innocent, but now I'm paying their debts. That's also not the case. If we belong to some family system, and we all do belong to some particular family system, we share this karma with people, and that's the right thing. It's not bad luck. We are not victims. That's what needs to happen, what should be happening. So, again, if you want to look at this from the perspective of previous lives, that can be one explanation. We may talk about subconscious things, whatever you want. But those are the facts. Like, we are not victims. There is a reason why we do share this family karma, and it's the right thing. There are other types of karma which go beyond the family, and there are like bigger structures. For example, karma of nations. We may even think about the karma of the whole humanity, but those are, of course, much more complicated, and we as individuals can't affect them, at least not directly and right away. But what we can work with is our individual and family karma. But here, this is very, very important to consider. Some people feel like if we are doing something to heal ourselves or the family system, this is like changing the karma, or it's like manipulating the karma, or if we are supposed to, quote unquote, like pay for this karma, then if we heal this, isn't it wrong? Aren't we going against the natural laws? And my short answer is absolutely not, and I will explain why. But before that, a little introduction. So the main method which I am using for healing our lives, our psyche, is through working with the family system with the method called GSR. And this method works on a very specific level. So let me describe to you the 3 main levels. The first, most superficial level is a level which we can call reaction. This is like what is triggering you in the outside world directly and your response to that. For example, I'm touching something which is very hot, so my reaction is to pull my hand or move. This is a reaction. Something external happens and I have a response, even physically with my body. On this level, the level of reaction, we can also put those emotions that we have, all kinds of emotions, as a response again. So that's the most superficial. Deeper than that, we have the level of information. So I have knowledge about something, and because of that, I'm taking some kind of action. Or this is basically the level on which NLP works and many coaching practices work. You work with the level of information, with the mind, and from there you change your emotions, you change your actions. I'm not saying that this doesn't work. Yes, it does, but it's not very deep. Okay, so we have level of reaction. Deeper than that is the level of information. What's deeper than information is the level of feelings or states, inner states. And that's something which is affected by the family system. Energetically, in our psyche, in a very subconscious way. We don't see it clearly. We don't understand it. We think that that's me. Those are my inner feelings. Those are my inner states. Well, that's not entirely true. Many of those are actually triggered by the family energy that's coming to us, the flow of energy. So when we talk about karma, where is karma? Karma is deeper than those 3 levels. I won't talk about the exact level and I won't go deeper for now because it's not necessary. But karma is defining, or it's like, it's like a bigger category. It's deeper. After that, as a consequence, we have the level of feelings, then comes information, then the most superficial, the reaction. So when we are doing our healing work, we are working with the consequences. If you are using NLP or, I don't know, some kind of other coaching modality, probably you work on the level of information, you try to refocus your mind, you work with affirmations, and from there you want to change your reactions or what you are experiencing in reality. If we work with GSR, which is a revolutionary method, we work on the deeper level, the level of feelings. For most people, I would say, and for other techniques, that's not available. It's just, it's not available. With GSR, it is possible to work with the states, with the inner feelings that then define the thinking process and then our actual actions. But my point here is that we are not changing our karma. We are just doing something better with it. Okay? When you heal, when you transform, you are just kind of like doing something better with what karma is symbolically allowing you. Or maybe another way to explain this is we are navigating this resource. The resource or the state or the situation which is defined by the karma. But we are not changing exactly karma itself. So we are not skipping. We are not avoiding the responsibility. We are just finding ways to use it more constructively. So this is very, very important. I can bring another example from astrology. Okay, so let's take the outer planets. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Very powerful, very resourceful planets. And each of those planets can and actually works on different levels. So there is a very low level of manifestation, which is very destructive. For each of those 3 planets, it's in a different way. But let's take Neptune, okay? On a very low level of manifestation, Neptune can bring desire to avoid reality, addictions, lies, being unreliable, illusions. I can go on, but I think that's enough. So this is Neptune, but on a very low level. On a higher level, Neptune can bring compassion, love for art, intuition, creativity, and also many other positive things. And on an even higher level, Neptune can help us feel connected with everything, to feel like we belong basically to the same resource. And also, the purest manifestation is unconditional love. So look at the lower level: lying, cheating, illusions, addictions, Neptune. And look at the highest: unconditional love. So what a huge range of possibility. With the healing modalities, and especially with GSR, we can't turn Neptune into Mercury, for example. Neptune will still be Neptune, but what we can do is we can use the energy on a higher level, in a more constructive level. So karma is something deeper. We can't kind of like, skip this. Karma is bringing us some kind of inner and outer reality, okay? And with the healing modalities, with GSR, what we are doing is we are using it in the best possible way. Because the point is not suffering, not punishment. It's about using the resources. The same is true also for the family karma. What the family system really wants is for the resource to be used and to continue to flow. Okay? And just like with the planets, it can happen on different levels. So we are not literally changing the resource. We may just allow it to flow in a pure way, in the best possible way. So this is the answer to people who may feel kind of worried that they are doing something wrong if they are doing this type of energy work or healing themselves or healing the family system or all of this transformational work. You shouldn't worry because this isn't wrong. Again, we are not working on the level of karma. We are working with what karma provides, what it allows us to work with. But then, do whatever you want with this, or even better, do the best you can with this. And I have also another thought on this, like everything that becomes available to you as a resource, as an idea, even this episode, this podcast, if you are listening to this is also what karma is allowing you. If you have access to something, a modality, a healing technique, that's again your karma. So if something is not allowed, you will not get access to it at all. So especially I'm talking about GSR, which is the main method. Again, I'm repeating this, the main method which I'm using for our individual transformation and healing through transforming the resource that comes from the family system. But again, the focus here, the important point, we are working with your initially available resource, and we are just allowing it to flow in a pure way. That's very important. So, in other words, we are allowing you to use, if we go back to the Neptune example, the Neptune energy, not on the lowest level, but on the highest one, or the middle one, whatever you want to go, wherever you want to go, or, wherever you want to grow. So, that's very important. Don't be afraid, don't feel guilty when you are healing and transforming. That's it. So, I hope I have inspired you to think about it in a positive way. Not to think about this as punishment, bitterness, suffering, but to think about it as it is. We have resources. Let's use them in the most constructive way. Whatever you are not supposed to change or affect, you will not have access to it, so you shouldn't worry about it. And to kind of do something unfair with your karma, you are not on this level. You are just working with the consequences and doing the best you can with them, which is totally different. And actually something creative, productive, and meaningful, which is growth. Growth for you as an individual, for you as being part of your family, and you may even want to go beyond that. Other structures that we all belong to. So, those are my ideas on karma, healing, and transformation. If you want to learn more about GSR, you can go to my website, marstars.net, or check the links which are available, and you can contact me with your questions. Thank you so much for joining me, and till next time.
Thank you for listening to this episode, and don't forget to visit marsstars.net. You will find tons of free resources, as well as courses, membership community, and consultations.